Ila kotaramo kopa she kotaramo mosokaba. Hello. So thanks for tuning in to part 2 about the sound healing aspects of light language a bit and the transmission of some of my light language. So I've given a pretty broad explanation of light language and the many ways it can be used and manifest for different people in the last video, and now a bit about my subjective experience of this. So again, the first time I ever heard something like this was in a shamanic experience in 2012, where plant medicine brought about an extraterrestrial connection I could feel and was manifesting through another person as these sounds. I later met another shaman and energy worker who was using this to get in touch with specific star nations and bring forward different messages. So I got a little bit accustomed to this, and then it started happening to me as I continued on my path, and I had another teacher who would use the light language transmissions to direct healing energy and do sort of group healing bursts of energy. Then I deepened into sound healing and I became a sound healer through this program here at the lake, and I learned how to open and clear my chakras with voice. So there's a video that I've made and already shared publicly that I will include that can be a helpful tool for that. And, in deepening into sound healing in this very intuitive way, what we learn is sound plus intention equals healing. So as long as you have a healing intention and you make sound, that is sound healing. And the words or energy or tools you play will carry the frequency of your intention as you do that. So you can have many different intentions and they will all manifest when you make a sound healing in this way. I also was listening to the work of Tom Kenyon, who would channel many different beings through his voice and came into connection with so many different spirit guides and then would sing through him. And then this started happening to me as well. So after the sound healing training and experimenting with this, we worked with light language there. I had already been leading cacao ceremonies for some years, and it kind of came through to make these containers where we would do the cacao ceremony and the emotional connection body of light meditation that allowed people to get in touch with their energy body, their light body, their bliss body, and allow that higher energy to start to clear out emotions that didn't serve and create this sort of group raise in the energy field and release process. And then, of course, the channeling, the vocal channeling, and sound healing. So the way that I kind of bring about this process is we introduce the group container and the cacao and this energized meditation to get everyone connected in the flow. The Pleiadians come through and channel a message that kind of gets people connected at those higher astral levels, because again, when we're channeling, we're not just bringing through these words and this information, it's opening the portal for those who can ride that wave and see through the veil. And then I would use this sound healing practice to help them integrate those energies and kind of drift into an ocean of energy. And so the Pleiadians will always bring through a meditation, or sometimes I myself lead the meditation before the sound healing and light language aspect of it. And then people can already kind of establish that connection. And it's always a sort of meditation that involves the breath and visualization. As once we start the visualization train with some imagery that initiates the process, the sound can take people deeper into a trance, and that imagery can just expand for them in their own intuitive and personal way. So the sound and the light language is a very powerful journeying tool when you combine it with a guided meditation. And people would listen to this mostly laying flat on the ground. And the idea was to allow them to completely surrender and move into that energy. And as people went through this procedure, even, the first year I was doing this, the people would see things like the extraterrestrial group that we were connecting with coming into the room and taking out heavy energies from everybody in the space and transmitting higher frequency energies into their body and being. People would remember powerful experiences or drift very far away into those other states. And yeah, it was a complete embrace of all of those things, and we really created safe containers where people could go deep in that way. So that's something that can expand as you practice with the light language and you combine it with sound healing. It can be a really powerful way that people really tune out of the rational mind and allow these higher frequency energies to come in, and you can really bring about a strong connection to these different beings through the light languages. So when I'm channeling light language in this way, I'm mostly bringing through Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Hathors, and nature spirits or elemental beings. And I've come to notice each of them have a specific and unique tone. And sometimes it makes people laugh, sometimes it makes people cry, sometimes it makes people go really deep in sleep, silence. Sometimes people get tingles and vibrations through it. So you let me know how you experience the sharing of this, and see if you can tap into some of the different layers and beings that come through. Whew. I'm personally excited to get out of my mind, my rational mind, and into my heart and bring through these energies in this way. I wish that we could just go through life and have all of our conversations in light language instead, but we're not quite there yet, I guess. One second, I thought I did this part. Sorry. Okay. Eyalakotaramkota kataramokota tashkitaramokota kurmala kotorunar oyemako otatata anishka posanokolaka kila kotaramona nama ota pako sindika taramolokota kurimo nononoshke taramolakapa anikatara kitonana sokolaka taramokoto toto inimo sokotatada kuremalakat kuremokotokapa opa ashkot moso bakatari mimi kotara ubaka ishk ono sono kotata tata anik ashk op ala arr imoso no kota nana mo kota bala kotara mama ai terra pola katara tishka hita no moso no kotara momo ot alak ishk ot arka pa opa uk Ira katara moko termika, uri masana moko termai, ina Kuri malakotara mona masunu kuteshka, kuri masanola kapotara moko ta aka, ina sana no mo obala. Ika sono no makota ta ashketara moko papa a kina moto ke Nisham soblala ola ar isara topo koti sata shekata Kini motolo po sunu la tata shepo kutu no sanata po ita la po sono tota shakatara mo po tota kotata iba solo kota pa poshke tara bokoto po kori masa koto na mo kota tata tankash ima loko tara bokoto na mo koto po ri katana mo kopote kusa malakato no ko kaya sayar Kila no shepa sunu koto la soko tawa. Kula patato hi sana mokoto zende bokoto nishkata la kato sono mokota la kata sano mokoto. Ola makasa no wakata la samokot. Ola samako wakala kata no sokoto. Ola makasa koto wa nakoto sot. Umala kata koso no wakoto lo bokot a ushkot ono ok olashk ulak anashk enek amokoto no kote. Ilaskoto ni mosono kota papolo koto no mokota ta ila koto no mokota ta anaskoto molo kopota no mokole ka holmaka oke eseneka akashk eko no sono moko ak at anik ashk ta mo yepa kalakataro ala kotoro moko ta ina moko tara po ta anine kotoro mo no ela kotoro mo ina shakatara mo ono mo sokotara ma ita tara mo kotara atar kono mo kotara ut anish kotara mo ola pakata ine na mo ine na mo kotara mo sono kota ila kotara mo no sokoto ora ila kotara mo sono kota mo na ina sokotara mo amamoshke tara ma anak ila katara mo ona mo kotara mo mamasana kat ila katara mo onesh katara ayana sana katata kawatala ana mo hoyak asana ka ela mo sokotara ana sakatara ana shko kita Kolare niango kitonung moingi Sangotoni enako Rana moloko. Shikata. Minola Sande ka Mirakoto no Shenake Ketono Mola Kosonolota ne Preni Ikasano Molokotarashika Patatapa Ikatabalokotara Mokota Pa Alaka Ikatara Molokota Mokopa Ashkita A Ikatabalokotara Momokopa Ala Ikatabalokotara Ma Ala Shikata Ilakatara Mo Ola Alakatara Shika Posonokopa Alakata Kuikatara Tanamolo Kopo Popote Namokola Potoro no Nishkotara Momo Kinamos katara laboko taramamola pakoto ni malakatara mokopoto kani malakotara mamosa no shika ingi ta poto no nalapatara moto tabolokotara mono no ni katara mono na malakotara mono ela katara mono no yashai kala mokotara moso no malakatara momokotara balakotara moso no kotara Ila kataramo kotara neneshka. Kila kataramo kotara malakateshka. Kila kataramo kola pakatara ni kataramo sonne kotata emolo kotara mi kotara mashuna makoya kai. Ila kataramo kota tai nasa sha kataramo kota tai hoi kataramo sumo. Kalamento Kinalate Shekolabo Kadiopa la kotara moko kotoro, shika papolo kotara ba. Kela kotara momo la pakatara molo kotara mama. Kina mokotara bala katara shika tara mosondi kapatara mola katara moko popola, shakatara mokoma. Mala katara mokotara mono noshke, pala kotara momo seneketara moko. Kena molokotara mokopa ashka. Kela kotara mokota pa ashka. Kela kotara moka aksak. Ish kotara molokota akta. Ikatara molokotara amba a. Ikatara mokopalashke eka. Ikata polokotara ak at a ank a akt ishkt okt omok. Breathe in that energy, whatever you're experiencing. your focus to your heart. Allow the heart light to spread to every cell of your body, beyond you through your energy field. Just rest into how this energy has moved you. Notice if there's any presence. You've made connection with your higher self, or any guides through this transmission. Allow that connection to integrate in silence for a few moments. So breathing in, staying in some connection with any beings that have reached out to you and thanking them. That's what's occurred. That's a bit of my personal light language take. And yeah, it brings me into a very peaceful, open, alert state as I do it. And when I do ceremonies, that's also always one of my favorite parts. And it can require a certain inner commitment to one's path and to being open and somehow non-serious to really introduce this to people when it's still something kind of out there in the world. Not that channeling extraterrestrials or angels and speaking their messages in English or whatever your language is isn't that out of the box to begin with, but this other light language is certainly out of the box to some. But I've had skeptics come to these experiences and be blown away by their experience. And in my own right, I'm naturally a bit skeptical myself, but I've seen and experienced this working in so many beautiful ways. In that transmission I just brought forward, I of course intended to bring forward so many different guides that would support the journey of all those who are listening. And the beings that I felt specifically during that transmission were Pleiadian, Arcturian, Sirian, and kind of this nature spirit realm. And I mean, also the Hathors, they're always there. Some supplemental information for supporting your channeling and light language especially is to look into Tom Kenion's work, and he channels the Hathors. And one thing about the Hathors is that they always come with as well the energetic presence of the Arcturians. The Arcturians in a sense protect the Hathors, and sometimes the Pleiadians and Sirians have a similar relation where they're kind of usually coming together when they come forward through the sound healing. I tend to feel like the more elemental or the nature spirit or fairy spirit energies can be the ones that are a little bit more silly sounding, and also the ones that kind of have the more like guttural, strange sounds. The more out there, spacey sounds I usually experience to be the Syrians, and I'm not fixed on that interpretation though. Perhaps I'm wrong, and all of those beings are present, and the different tones of the journey are just for their own purposes. Though I do find that going back and forth between those many different phases can really go through like a whole cleanse of the psyche. And I enjoy working with these forks and the chimes. Though an amazing tool that you can use for light language is a singing bowl, and you don't even have to have your own. If you just put on the sounds of singing bowls on YouTube or on SoundCloud or something, those sounds can really help you deepen into that exploration of light language. And this is again just a practice of radical surrender to the energies at work that come through you in the channel. Um, so, yeah, that's more of how the light language can come through in this way. And I hope you've enjoyed the transmission and it can inspire you to deepen into many of your own transmissions and let this frequency come through you. Much love and blessings, and catch you in the next video.